live streaming. You know, it's just gonna be one of them days. But you know, I don't really have no one to really talk to. I don't really have no friend to really talk to. So you know, usually I have a friend to someone to talk to, but I don't even have no one to really talk to. You feel me? Shit is all over the fucking place. But you know, I know it's been like what, like 2 years since I even been live stream on this channel. But it's like, you know, I'm kind of a little shy because I haven't been really live streaming for a long time. You know, it's been some years. You know, I haven't been really, you know, feel comfortable with really been, you know, even talking behind the damn live stream. But I am now. You know, it was a matter of time, you know, before I even started this. But going through some shit right now, man. Like, I was about to make a song tonight, but it's like, you know, I gotta let you know what's going on behind the scenes. You know. So, my mom abandoned my dad, but there was a lot of reasons behind that though. Because I don't know if we're gonna go homeless. And it's just don't look right, you know. I never see I never lived that kind of lifestyle where, you know, you homeless, you don't have nowhere to go. You know, I never lived that kind of lifestyle. I don't want to imagine or picture that we go through that shit. You know. Every day, you know, I'm isolated and stay in my room. You know, I make songs just for you guys, just because of that. Almost fucking dropped out of school because of it. Not a lot of people care about me, bro. They don't. Neither should you. I learned this the hard way. I had to figure this out. Was it worth it? When I was in high school, it wasn't. We're now. I wish I had the much knowledge like I did in high school. You guys remember I used to go live stream all the time. You know, I'm gonna tell you a lot of shit that really happened. When I was in school, I used to live stream. I used to talk about some fucking bullshit that always happened every fucking time. It's always it's always someone. It's always someone you always fucking hate. But you know what I'm saying? You always worry about your own self. Because you have the advantage of power. What I made a mistake is cutting the live stream. I could have kept it going. I could have kept it rolling. But I didn't. Out of respect. I would have showed you a lot of things that happened in the school. A lot of people think I lie. I don't lie. There's a lot of bogus ass shit that happened to me in that school. But that wasn't just the only school. It was Osseo. Osseo made me fucking, it just made me just in tears, you know. I met a friend, you know, his name is Orlando. One of the coolest guys I met in the school. But this was more as like a disabled school. This wasn't your, you know what I'm saying, your average school. Long story short though, he, you know, he was telling me about, you know, because, actually, let me get first, get some potatoes here. I was dating this girl, and apparently I wasn't, you know, good for her. But I'm gonna get into that part though. She was a hockey player, right? She was a whole hockey player. I asked her out. I'm like, you cute. could ask her out. The first thing she said was yes. You don't know how happy I was. I was real happy. But at the time being, I was still, there's something in me, and it wasn't right. Right. So they put me in the most private school, probably in the state. Look at the history. I would tell you what happens in that school. But I got a little different information from different people and shit. The school got robbed during George Floyd protests. The school actually got fucking riddled. Like the windows got shattered, and I see that in person. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Like the glass was just shattered. Oh, like I couldn't even imagine just being in the school at night while there's protests and this shit going on. You know how terrifying that had to be around that timeline zone. I mean, shit, man. Like it's like no caregiving. But anywho, I was dating her, and then I just something just didn't feel right. I got her number, and this is when I met Orlando. One of the people I talked to in school. He like the only person I talked to in school. I told him I made music. He said he likes it. I told him more. He said he likes it. He fuck with it. Right? I'm like, alright, bet. I said some more. Alright, right. Different times I had not been able to make a song because I had to call her. She FaceTime me and shit. The most bogus shit she have done is made me. I don't want to say it on live because it's just that fucking bad. What she did to me was fucking horrible. I can never forget. I can never forget. She told whole school about some bullshit. Talking about I'm going to harm her and kill her and this shit and all this and that. That shit makes no fucking sense. You have no proof or evidence of me even saying that shit to you. So why even try now? Why bother now? It makes no sense. So that it happened. It happened the same similar situation because I was in private school and I met this girl named Hannah. I met her sister, Nicole. Now, I tried everything. If this is when I was in middle school, I met Hannah. Sorry, I'm kind of throwing off track here. This was in fifth grade. Fourth grade, I met. After I graduated from third grade, I moved over to middle school. And I just, it's strange to me. Don't accuse me of this shit or racist shit. But she was like the only white girl in the classroom. Let's just face it. Okay. It was how many? 7 boys and maybe like 4 or 5 black girls in the class. And when I asked out her, but I didn't directly, went up to her and be like, you know what I'm saying? That was in high school. That's when I had the balls to do so. Because there wasn't so much kids in the classroom. Now with her though, I had to ask one of the females if they could ask her out for me. And she did. Respectfully, she did. Because she was friendly. Now, after, a couple of years or so, I met this nigga named Sean. This dude, oh man, bro. Kinda annoying, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Bro would get on my face and talk a whole bunch of shit and act like he on my side of shit. So later, after I correct his ass and shit. This is why I don't like people, bro. This is why I don't like people. But anyway, he, you know what I'm saying? I beat his ass. And I beat the other dude ass because he was talking shit. I picked his ass up and threw his ass on the wall. Hit his head first. You think I give a fuck? No. Cause you didn't give a fuck how you treat me. You small as hell. I'm big as hell, bro. So you picking on me? I'm just gonna just throw your ass in the fucking corner. Bro, hit his head and you want to come back for more. I'm like, you come back for more, I'm gonna really hurt you, bro. Dad had teachers, hall monitors and shit, had to fucking push me back because of this nigga, bro. Like, I just don't understand that shit, bro. He was trying to embarrass me because the girl I was dating. And I'm like, why people on that with me right now? You know what I'm saying? I didn't did nothing to you. I did nothing wrong. So what's all this hate coming from? I'm not a bad guy. But people portray me as a villain. I ain't doing nothing. The fuck? And then I'm one of the most funniest motherfuckers you ever come across. I just keep getting abandoned and just fucked around left and fucking right. I don't deserve that shit, man. I don't. It's bogus. After all my life from being in school, thought, you know what I'm saying, I'll have friends and shit, you know, possibly a girlfriend on the side, you know what I'm saying? I can't even do that, bro. I was about to go live stream a little bit later before the sundown because I wanted y'all to see, you know, what I do, you know? But that's like, you know, I take my frustration and anger out on music. Sometimes I be saying so damn fast, I don't even know what the hell I'm saying sometimes. But I do. Because of giving out a certain energy. It should be for you to understand. I try to understand because my mic ain't all that good. I don't have a setup for studio or nothing. All y'all should know this by now. But what I'm gonna explain about, you know, my situation, my life situation, about jobs is rough as well too. I experienced a couple jobs with racism I was in, and it was not fun. It was not, you know. Of course, yeah, you go out to clean and do all the other sorts of shit, like, you know, get the cards, you know, whatever position you in for a job and shit. But what I used to work is at Fleet Farm. Okay, I used to work there. I used to be a courtesy clerk. That's what they call it. Where they get all the carts from the parking lot or in the store. Maintenance. That's what I used to do. I used to clean bathrooms. I wish I was never want to fucking do that. I'm not never doing that. But, you know, for the job status, I have to. I have to. You know, you gotta do shit that you don't like. When I made that one song, Midland something. It was my title of the music, and I had a Berserk video over it. By the time I love that song that I made, I'm not gonna lie. The song I made was fucking glorious, bro. It felt like an actual American vibe. You feel me? Like it had like some kind of Japanese, Chinese style to it. Like it was just amazing, bro. A lot of people was vibing, bro. They was vibing to my songs. I'm not gonna lie. They was really liking it. That's because I set different moods of when to play it and when it was the time to play it. Man, I had that shit playing on the radio. Man, I remember I had my walkie-talkie, right? I had my microphone. I had this shit plugged in and that shit was on. It was like, ooh. I heard the one dude, he was like, I like that song. But, you know, I never heard from him again though, you know. Light skinned dude, you know, he came up to me, he was like, hey, I like what you do, bro. I like your songs, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. You know. I had a lot of people come up to me. A lot of generous people, actually. You know, I had people that gave me tips just because of my work ethic. I was pretty good at working at Fleet Farm. You can even look that up. I used to work there. But, you know, a lot of shit really changed over the years because how people really view you as a person as a whole, you know. And sometimes, you know, that's unfair. You know, that's you know, I say in my eyes, you know, don't do that to someone that going through it, but making it already worse than what it is, you know? It don't work like that. It's not right. But back to what I was saying though, school shit. Hannah, I tried to kiss her, I tried to hug her, I tried to do all this shit, but I waited. I know my limit. It was her that was pushing me away. I didn't push her away. It was her pushing me away. She kept calling the hall monitors. She tricked me saying that, oh yeah, we can do this. They didn't even never do it. I'm just in the hallway. You know what? I turn around, it's the principal. He's like, what are you doing out here? You know this is the kindergarten lane. And I'm like, you know this class are empty as fuck though. Ain't nobody in here. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go to gym class and shit. So I'll see you later. Goodbye. That's literally what I said to the principal. And I didn't get in trouble for it, but I did get a little suspicious and shit, like reports and shit talking about, that one white girl in my classroom was sending me news and shit and all this and that, and the videos of her playing with her. I'm not gonna say this is shit online because I can get canceled for that shit and get taken off, which I ain't trying to do that again, because somebody got angry with me about the channel and terminated. I had 250, I think it's either 70 or 50, I don't know, but I had a lot though, quite a lot. But she was bogus as hell though, you know. I really loved her. I put all my heart really to her, but instead I didn't put it into me. You see what I'm saying? I didn't put it into me because I didn't fully know me. So I left myself in a real dark fog for a long time. It's like purgatory, but I didn't know that until now, and I'm trying to get out of that, and I'm still in it. You know. It's kind of hard to really get out of it. You don't think of it, but it's there though. And I just really wish, you know, my life would just turn out just better. Some shit I just, you know, I've seen dead, but it should have really never happened. But she was just like, you know, the one most bogus ass part she ever did to me was, I'm trying to think what the hell she did. She told on me, right? Her friend told her what I want to do because she made me so mad. I was literally just punching a wall. I'm talking about brick wall, like stone fucking wall. I'm just punching that shit. I had my head literally just punching the wall, my forehead, and my head was hurting so much because it's just like all the kids was making fun of me. You know, this is what a normal person get treated on a daily basis, going to school all their life. And then they look at life like, you know, maybe I should just isolate myself. Maybe I should just be myself, by myself. If I can't get the help that I want, what's the point? I had a couple teachers that really understand me because I was going through so much. I could be one of those kids that could have went on the news, but I didn't, you know. But you know, I had few death experience myself, where I almost winded myself climbing on the bar on the basketball. I was really fucking high. I somehow fucking jumped off the wall and grabbed the bar, did some pull-ups on it, and then I was trying to jump to the next bar. I grabbed the next bar. My hands were so slippery. I slipped and hit and slammed my back, like my lungs. That's where my lungs at. I slammed so hard on the ground I couldn't even breathe. It really hurt. It really did. But you know, it's just fucked up, man. It really is. Like, I try to endorse more as in the men's group, more like, you know, joining sports or being around men more, because I feel disrespected being around females. Like, they didn't even care about my presence. Every day I go to school, I can never fucking forget that, bro. A star, you might as well just turn that shit upside down, bro. That shit is opposite of good, bro. I'm gonna tell you the school that I used to go to for middle school. Rice Lake Elementary School. What else? Sunny Hollow, which that got closed down, which is called Sonison. Now it's whatchamacallit? Cape Academy now. And I tell you, bro, all them three schools really got me fucked up, bro. I used to went to this school, Rice Lake Elementary School, right? I used to have a best friend, but his brother was Russian, and he used to play the piano really good in music class. I swear to God, bro, I can remember it like it was yesterday, bro. Yeah, like I'll go to the class because he's disabled. They had me in a real special ed class when he was playing the piano. Oh man, that was beautiful. It really was. I was like, how the fuck you do that? Hey, what? Everybody was shocked in there. I'm talking about like normal kids. They had me in the normal classes, part of the different days and shit. So it was still like that, but it was like different though, you know. I wasn't super disabled. All I had was just severe autism and maybe a couple other disabilities, but I wasn't like fucked up where a point where I couldn't speak, I couldn't hear, I couldn't see. It wasn't none of that, you know what I'm saying? But my teacher was real harsh on me though. My teacher was really harsh on me. I want y'all to understand that. My teacher made me miss gym class. She made me miss recess, or whatever they like to call it, recess. Recess. I don't know how the fuck I like to pronounce that shit. But man, bro, it's just like my childhood was just destroyed, bro. It was so. It's just like how, bro. I got raped. I got stolen as a victim. It's bad, bro. It's bad, bro. I've been through a lot, bro. And a lot of people that want to talk shit in my comments, man, you're only making yourself worse. I'm just gonna let you know that. You're not gonna do anything to me. Because what did I did? Like, you feel me? Like, I didn't even do anything wrong. Like, I'll go to public, mind my own business. It's just a lot of people want to come up to me all of a sudden, like, hey, I see you, you know, you doing this and shit and that. And then out of nowhere, you know, it's like, ask me for money or ask you for money. It's like, no. I'm loyal, okay? Really loyal. That's why I post a lot. I do things a lot. This is why I'm going to start live streaming a lot, because I need y'all to start understanding who I really am. Okay. Now, back to the school shit. So yeah, she was bogus as hell for that shit. And about the new part, I got reported for that shit. And the gym class, this is right after gym class, the principal came up to me. He was like, hey, you, I need you in the office right now. And I told him, what's wrong? He was like, we're gonna talk about it before we get there. I was like, that don't sound too good. What is it? And right before he says something, I know what it is. I walked with him at the same pace of speed. I went on 007 mode. You know what I did? I delete that shit quick as hell off my phone. If I got caught, I would probably went to jail for that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Motherfucker just think I'm just a joke. Motherfucker just think I just don't know no shit. You know, I know a lot of shit, bro. Like, motherfucker ain't gonna tell me I don't know shit. Keep it a bucket bean for real. So yeah, they had me in the office. Then they had my parents come up here. My parents looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not even doing nothing. It's just hate. Now I see all the years that progress, a lot of hate is coming from all the way up here in Minneapolis. A lot. I don't even see no kind of love. You feel me? And don't even throw that, oh, you just hating this shit. You just hating this shit. You one of them. I ain't one of none. I'm in the shadows. I don't even condone nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just speaking what's on my mind. It's just a lot of hate up here. I'm just gonna say that. You know, I see some of y'all, you know, y'all Yeah, y'all try to be helpful. Y'all is helpful. I'm just gonna say that. Those are really kind and nice and friendly. Yeah, I respect you for real. Don't forget that. But those who are just all about hate, all about just negativity, bring somebody down, I'm not with that shit, bro. I'm not for real. You can say as much as you want. At the end of the day, I'm not agreeing to that shit, bro. Because I have my own issues that I deal with. Whatever that shit is, I don't know what the hell that is. But back to the school shit part. She was like, there was another principal, and I forgot her name. It's been so damn long, bro. But she was talking about, all right, well, I don't see nothing on the phone, so you're good and shit. So that's before when I delete all the fucking screenshots and the messages and shit out. Cause I had a Microsoft phone. They didn't know about Microsoft, so I was pretty lucky. They could pull that shit up on my deleted files and shit. That shit long gone, probably. I don't know. Shit, I know a lot about internet. Once you delete shit, that shit's never deleted. That shit crazy, bro. A lot of shit has been taken. A camera's a lot of fucking powerful shit, bro. That's a powerful thing. It's more powerful than a machine. But they let me go. So I was free. And not like jail shit, but that's like school. But that's how they treated me like that though. So that's why I said it like that. So I go ahead and walk to class and shit. And they still had me in the special ed class, but it was small though. It wasn't too many students. It was just me and that one teacher, and it was only one teacher, so they'll only be assigned by one teacher. They might have the principal or the head lead come into the classroom once now and then. Might tell them, oh yeah, I might need him to come to, because every Friday up in Keep Academy, they used to do events, and it was kind of big. They used to do it in the gym class and shit too. I used to know this one teacher, or he's basically like a music teacher. He used to show me how to play drums. Boy, I tell you, bro, that shit was so fucking funny, bro. Bro, you could hear that shit down the hallway. I'm talking about you can hear that about like 4 damn hallways and shit. You know what you hear? Bro, that shit was so fucking funny, bro. I'm telling you, everybody was having a good ass time, bro. Everybody was slamming, even me, bro. Even me. I was getting started. I was with them sticks and drums. Man, we was all getting in there, and that bitch for real. But it just wasn't fair, because I'm gonna tell you like this. They had me stop going to the kind of classes because I was creating. I don't know what it was, bro. I know I was creating some epic ass beat, and they was like, yeah, I like this dude. I like this dude. When the teacher be like, you start first, man. I'm do 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 do. The next person, he do do. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's one of the most fantastic shit ever, bro. When it comes to music. That's why I got into music, because it's so fun. You can do whatever you can make whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube don't even want to censor you for that shit, because they know you make that shit. If you keep being consistent, you might get you know what I'm saying? You go on Video Icon on it. Who knows? You feel me? But back to the conversation though. She never kissed me, hugged me, loved me, none of that shit, bro. She never even want to hold my hand. She never want to sit by me in the classroom. She never want to make that eye direct contact. I had to step in and sit right next to her and shit. What she do? She put her head down. What she do? The whole class. I'm just sitting there like, damn, bro. What did I do? What did I do wrong? Nothing. This is when I still have my other channel up, but that got terminated. Everything follows a history. If I said I came back, I came back, bro. And if I had time to really go live stream, I'll go do something. I'll live stream. And when I'm ready to do a face reveal, I'll be ready to do a face reveal. Okay. I mean, for stream wise, I'm gonna wear something that a lot of people don't wear. I'm just gonna keep it buck. It's just for details, it's just for my stream wise. That's it. That's it. You know. But you know, it's just bogus. You know. She prank called me. I remember this one time. She prank called me. Again, her name is Hannah. She prank called me. She had a sister named Nicole. She prank called me, having another dude, but it was a child though. It was a child. Keep in mind, you know what I'm saying. We all in the face, not FaceTime, but on the phone. This kid has so much rage and audacity on me, it just don't make any sense. He told me, I'll kill you, little nigga. I'll come up there with an AK-47 and blast the whole school. What the fuck is you talking about? And keep in mind, that's a school threat. I don't make school threats. Okay? This is a kid that's making a threat. So it's just like, you know, that's somebody else's child. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, if I, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, motherfuckers just don't know, bro. I have family that ties with history that involved with the V, what they call it, vice lords and shit. Dumb niggas, I don't know, bro. I can't say for who they claim and who they are. You know, I just don't like being in the hood, bro. Motherfuckers do too much. They want to just end up shooting you for no reason, bro. Just because who you are, who you look like, you might look like somebody else, you not. You know. So I'm like, you know, this shit is getting dangerous out here. You know, in the situation I'm in right now, it's either 1, 2, 3. I'm done. For real, man. I got probably one of the cleanest artists out here that got good ears. Good ears. That's probably still unknown right now. I'm still unknown artist out here. I'm still trying to make a way. I'm young, bro. This is my life. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? You only get to live once. I told my friend this when I was on the game. You know what I'm saying? I told him, you only get to live once. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time for me to really say this to a lot of people, but I'm going to start, you know, saying this just to remind a lot of people, like, you think this shit is a game for real. It's not. You're playing with people's emotions. You're playing with the mind. So what are you doing? You're slowly killing them, if not already. You know, it's just some lesson, just some, you know, just to teach people, you know. Not out here just to harm or do none of that stupid ass shit. Like, bro, if I really want to, I really want to, but no. But back to the point. Like, then I had this nigga came out of nowhere, right? Like I said, I forgot all the names, so just bear with me. So it's gonna be random. But it's true though. Cause it did happen. He gonna come up to me with literally lift his shirt up and then tell me I got an 8-pack, bro. Or a 6-pack, I meant. And he was like, you know your girlfriend, Hannah? Yeah, I hit that. And I was like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm already fucking gone, bro. Like, my emotions is black and white, if not nothing. My heart just turned into dust abyss. That's what I literally told him. He didn't care. He smiled in my face and walked away. From then, I thought he was my friend. I thought he looked out for me. Until I met this nugget head ass nigga, man. I just can't stand him, bro. His name was I remember few people, but it's been so long. You know what I'm saying? You don't remember names. But this is the shit that motherfuckers do to you. They'll have no regrets until they die and remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked about how it comes. It seems like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just a shit I don't like to talk about daily. I don't. But a lot of shit that's going on, I feel like I'm just by myself. And I am by myself. You know? I feel like I don't have no one with me. My own fucking social worker can't do nothing with me, bro. That's how bad it is, bro. I'm getting bad luck every fucking time I look around, bro. I would have never expected for this shit to ever fucking happen. I don't got nothing left for myself. So what that say? Yeah, I'm partially homeless. Lose this home, that's it for me. You know, I'm gonna find a way to make music. This is why I'm live streaming right now because you never know if this could be the road to the end, which I'm not making that to the end. And if anything, bro, I'm telling you, I want to make movies, a 3D animation for people that wants to be entertained about a lot of things. I know a lot about AI, so I've started been experimenting with my pictures and shit lately. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's something to progress on for a while and then jumping into another thing. But, you know, it's just, when it comes to all that shit and that school, it's just, I was so happy to be graduated. But it didn't stop there, though. It didn't stop there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is when I become 6th grade. It's time to move on, right? Moving on, middle school to high school, right? So the high school I went to was Park Center. I mean, Champlin. Champlin Park. So I went there, and a lot of people would tell me, be like, hey, I know them white, I had this dude come up to me, he was like, and I know all the white girls, bro, they've been talking about a lot of men in that school lately. Even outside of school, they be freaky as hell, bro. They be wanting that shit, bro. I looked at them, I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I'll go ahead and look around and shit, right? Okay, this is my first day, right? I'm going ahead and look around, saying hey to people and shit, and nobody didn't really say hey to me and shit. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this school, right? Now, like, couple days, maybe like weeks or so, I met my teacher and shit. Yeah, I met the students. Yeah. But I met somebody that was used to be in my class. Now, let me take you way back from middle school, from kindergarten. Not kindergarten, but like somewhere around like 3rd grade. I was in 3rd grade too. And her name was, I remember her name. I don't even know if I'm even going to say this alive. But she was just kind of like one of those people that's just around, And I seen her again. I was like, what? I see you again in my school? It's crazy. She kind of laughed and chuckled, but she was one of those shy girls. She didn't talk a lot, but I figured out what make her talk a lot. She gets comfortable being around her own people. She started to open up and talk a lot. She used to talk a lot with me. Now that's rare. That's really rare. I never had no girl come up to me that's shy like that. That was the first time. But I didn't have, the mindset like I do now than back then because I was in school, obviously. But I don't know. She was just one of those figures just right there. But I was in the classroom and I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Moore. Some people I can mention on live because they're out there and they're known. You can look these people up without naming, and they're actually out there. But I'm not saying their last name or anything, this and that. I'm not that big of a creep. But it comes down to now, like, I was in the classroom, right? I was on my phone. I guess she turned around and wrote something on the board. I was making a beat for y'all, bro. Like, literally. Like, I can't lie about this shit, bro. Like, literally. I was literally making a fucking beat for y'all, bro. She come out of nowhere talking about, are you taking pictures of my butt? I'm like, you wanna show proof? I'll open up the library right now. She talking about show me. Boom. Nothing. Being fucking dramatic and fucking stupid. And you're not even my age range neither. Fuck. That shit low-key just pissed me off. Y'all don't understand how I've been going through some shit all my life. This ain't even just one day. all my life for real. And you know, after all the years and shit, bro, I ain't had no girlfriend. I see a lot of people with girlfriends holding hands. They having a good ass conversation. You know, they getting started with their life. They coming out with the cars together and shit. And it's just like, you know, a lot of people, you know, was making out in the hallway while there was not a lot of people a lot of people in the classrooms and shit. It was just a lot, bro. And that kind of got to me, you know. That got to me. That got to me. I was always saying, I was like, man, bro, I could have been me and Hannah, bro. I could have been, you know what I'm saying? That could have been me, bro. I could have been me. But you know, me, I have I have been so broken so bad. It's we're at the point where I didn't even feel like I was successful being in the classrooms anymore. I feel like I never really wanted to drop out. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I have survived through the toughest of the toughest in school. If y'all going through that shit, bro, be careful. Be careful where you at. Anywhere. No, I was walking around the school, you know, I was on my phone. You know, this is when a time where they didn't, you know, censor a lot of phones, because they should have did that um, when I was in school. You know, I would have came home, made some beats for y'all. I would have live streamed and be like, hey, this is what I'm about to be doing. But life be shitting on you for real. You don't even know what to do. So I go ahead and um, walked around the school. I seen people in their classrooms and shit, you know, and I'm like, damn, bro. I see everybody. You know, I was that person that was real shadow, bro. I was real sneaky. Motherfucker didn't even know I was right there. I literally watched the whole movie outside of the classroom, right along with them in the pitch black dark hallway. Literally just sitting there. You know, that's because I had no friends, I didn't have no one, bro. So it was really hard for me to be like, yeah, I can just come out the shadows and, you know, come into this classroom and me feel like, you know, cause I can't, cause I'm not assigned to this classroom, so I can't do that. If they have snacks, hey man, I'll sneak in there like a bear and be like, hey, can I get some? I smell some good food in here. I see a lot of people eating. Should I get some? You know, some of them to be like, nah, where's your classroom? I thought your classroom would be over there. You don't have a classroom? I could just call the your teacher. What's your, you know, they do some shit like that because they want to make sure that you're in a classroom doing your work. Me, I was different. You know, I ain't had the knowledge. I was just a lost kid, bro. For real. I was really lost, bro. Like a lot of the times when I enter through classrooms is when I need to be navigated to places. A lot of kids would be looked at me like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I just need to be navigated. I'm lost. I'm a human being just like you is. But it's just a lot of information to cover. But back to Champlin though, Champlin High School. Um, I was sitting in the stairway, you know, stairways and shit. And I kind of feel bad for people. I was blocking their way. I just told them I'd be like, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to block your way, man. I'm gonna move over and shit, you know. Cause I ain't trying to start no beef, man. You know, it's rough out here for real, bro. Like motherfuckers really trying to get to the other classroom. I ain't stopping them. I'm just a figure, bro. I didn't belong to that school, bro. I just didn't feel like it. It was a lot of racism in that school, and it happened for a reason. I'm gonna tell you why. The volleyball situation, I was there. I was there to happen. That white girl that put black makeup on all over their face, yeah, that was bogus as hell. That was real bogus as hell. I'm not gonna lie, that made me feel some kind of way. I mean, as a black person, as a black man, and as I'm standing right now, as I'm standing today, I just don't see any kind of success or succeed in life. Not because of what that person did. It's just, you know, a lot of shit that's happening in my timeline zone. It just it don't stop. It don't stop, bro. I was on the football team on that team, and I was on the track. I was on the track team. I was trying to cut down my weight because I had a lot of weight on me. You know, a lot of people see me, they're like, "Ooh, that guy's big," but they use that as an advantage. Like, "Oh no, we don't want that guy around us." No, it was just crazy, bro. Just crazy. I didn't want to live the life like that. But a lot of people treat me like that. Like I need to live a life like that, get treated like that, just because what I look like, what I do in life. That's not cool, bro. It's not. But when I met this nigga named Joe, he came up to me with boots, with cleats, and a cowboy hat. All right. He was like, "Sup, bud? How you doing? What you doing?" I thought he was like one of the nicest kids in the school. He wasn't though. He was a fucking prick. His dad was racist as hell. You know, he was, saying he wanted those type of wave those Confederate flags everywhere and shit. So, I never get to meet his dad. Otherwise, I probably would have been cool with him. Not gonna lie, but shit happens. Shit, I got my neighbor. Shit, I have like a couple drinks. We cool as hell. We sit outside maybe like a half a day, go back in, give a call, come back out in his garage, and have another drink again. Shit. But one thing though, I didn't like about him is when he started getting aggressive. When he always told me, at the time, I didn't like when motherfucker was bragging about the girl. Okay, I was one of those type of students. You get to my point, I might probably hurt you because you're not listening to me. A lot of people did not listen to me. They didn't, and I could tell them. I could tell people to this day they ain't listen to me. I could come up to them and be like, "You didn't listen to me." Not only because, the matter of fact, you went your own way. You're in a situation that you're in now, and you wish you could go back, and you can't. But I met this nigga named Gage too. I met I'm gonna go by order who I met. Like Gage, I never knew his lifestyle was his ass start popping pills, doing weed, doing meth, doing cocaine. I'm like, what the fuck? Right after I graduated from Park Center, right? This was right after that shit. All I heard he was doing. That's because this nigga Joe told me this shit, and that's his fucking name. I never forget this nigga, bro. But when it was in special ed class though, I felt a lot of embarrassment because I don't know about y'all, bro, but I felt a lot of embarrassment to be in the special ed class. It was something that I can't control of myself because I wasn't, I feel like I wasn't developed right than the rest of the kids were. And a lot of kids would make fun of me for that shit because of that, They'd be like, you're big ass in the fucking special ed class. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Of course, nothing wrong with me, but also I have a disability, autism, nigga. What are you talking about? And I have anger issues, severe anger issues. Like, I had a female in there once, white female. She was kind of pretty, but she started aggressively grabbing me. I was like, what the fuck? You got nigga arms or something? The fuck? So she started just playing and shit, flirting and shit. I'm like, but don't you got a boyfriend though? I looked at her. She looked at me like, no. Yes, what the fuck you do? Yes, you do. I'm not stupid. Literally, I'm sitting under the damn projector and shit. Teacher come in like, okay, everybody, y'all want to learn about this, or you guys want to learn about this? Because after this, everybody will go to gym class in about 40 minutes. So I look behind at my clock on my phone and shit. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go to the gym class because the bell gonna ring. The bell gonna ring in a minute. So they try to delay the time because I fear being around a lot of fucking people. It was where the point where I start to tweak. I start to feel, antsy, angry, depressed. It's where the point where I feel all these different emotions. I just want to leave. I just want to go. I want to, I always tell myself I just want to go home, man. For real. I didn't even want to be in the school, bro. For real. I didn't. But I had to stuck it out. And somehow I did. Somehow I did. You know, I made this one song. I don't even know if it's even still posted. It was in winter. And I just remember a lot of shit, man. Probably y'all just don't know. But I was in my old channel. I had a lot of shit posted. And I think I have some in my shorts too. Of me being in school. And it's just a split second just for a short for a video, you know? But back to the topic that day in school. So I went back to the class. There was two different classes of special ed. So you had the first hallway ring, you had the second one. So I went to the first one. And they had me, doing some, I don't know, just fucking retard ass shit. Like, we're in there doing essays and shit. We had to write some shit, do this. It's stations and shit all around. By the time the bell almost rang, we had to, like, go switch class and shit. You guys know the bro. You switch classes and shit after the bell rang. And shit, but, me, I ain't been to school in, like, 3-4 years, so it's different. But yep. After that, I signed up. I got lucky as fuck on football team. I said, hey, I want to try out for football. I want to take my anger out. I want to take my sadness out. I was doing pretty good. Coach, I know his name, Coach Salas. One of the best coaches I ever had for football. I'm not gonna lie. One of the most nicest coach I ever had. He inspired me to really be this way, because when I play the game, I always advocate people, and I coach people too. I do. I coach people now for Call of Duty, but you have to be you got to be a random for my team, because I will always guide you. Right? If you need, what I'm saying. Let's say, for instance, a lot of people know Call of Duty, right? I play that. I'm one of those people. I play Call of Duty. A lot of people would be like, hey, you're level 870. Crimson, how about, you drop a high kill game? I'll go ahead and do that. You know how I do it? A lot of people would say, oh, I'm cheating and this and that. I don't cheat, bro. I never use cheats a day in my life. I'll never touch this shit, bro. I'll never buy this shit. Never. A lot of people would be like, oh, yeah, no, I'll never buy this shit on live stream. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't gonna never do that shit. You ain't gonna never caught me in a live for that shit either. So don't even go there. Don't try that shit. But what I do is I let that control. I grab my load out. I grab the money, much as I can. I clear third floor. That's where I land at. Third floor control, not rooftop. Third floor in the window. I go right in, get the money, kill players, get as much kills as I can, because I know my teammates are gonna be hungry as fuck. Everybody gonna be hungry as fuck. I got almost just a 3 KD on that game. So imagine I'm making music, I'm making stories, I'm playing the game. So I'm putting all my efforts, all in my life into that shit without getting paid. So y'all let me know, how do you even get paid? You know what I'm saying? I know you had certain viewers, maybe certain subscribers and all, but in all terms of reality, how does that work? How, you got to put your card in, your information in. How does, how does the money going to be sent to you? I feel like, it's a lot of people that gatekeep a lot of shit that don't need to be gatekeep. You know. But back to Champion. I joined the football team, and I met these couple dudes. I remember met Samuel. That's one big ass African dude. I'm not gonna lie, he's even bigger than me, bro. I kind of got a little scared of fucking trying to tackle this nigga because he was so fucking big. Oh man, but I was faster than him though. It was kind of crazy. I'm like, I told him, I was like, Samuel, how in the hell am I running faster than you? He was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This shit was funny as hell. All the other football players, they started dying laughing this shit. I had this one dude, he started racing me and shit. I beat him. about a split second. I'm like, golly, man, you is pretty fast, but not faster than me though. And every Monday though, I'm not gonna lie though, it was one of the most hardest thing ever. We had a bear crawl all the way to across the field. Right now, like we had a bear crawl, like literally. We had to use our feet and we had to use our hands. We had a bear crawl our motherfucking asses all the way over there. And he said if you go tilted to the right or left, he's gonna make you do that again. You gotta go straight, come back, forward. So it's back, there and back, there and back, there and back. And you know how many times you gotta do this shit? You gotta do this shit 10 times. Once you come back, you gotta do jumping jacks, you gotta do push-ups, come back up, do jumping jacks again, push-ups. Then after that, you gotta run a lap for like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, right? After that, you get on the sideline as a line, right? And they're gonna test your speed and how fast you is too. That's a lot of working out with this shit. I know, like I said, bro. Like I got an old photo. I still got pictures of me in football. If y'all guys want to see that, you know. But y'all ain't communicating. That's what's making it really hard for me. I don't have a lot of people that communicate, talk with me, or none of that shit. You know, if I had a lot of people that comment on my shit, I'm obviously like it. I'm gonna love it. I'm also pin it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to talk to me, because I love talking to people, but I also despise and hate. I have a whole lot of hatred in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's just but filled with hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the military, so why the fuck am I getting to talk like a fucking dog? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a dog. Unless I'm really like that, then yeah, I can see that. But all me terms, you know, I don't deserve that shit, bro. You know. Back to that school, dumb fucking racist ass school. Yeah, we had a couple games and shit. I forgot all the other games and shit, but I know that shit was fucking cool. The last one I remember was raining as fuck. I think it was the Steelers. I think it was against. I'm not. I don't want to guess teams, but I feel like that's the team we was against, like Steelers. And us, we was on the bus. This dude jumped up. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Chapel Park High School, yeah. Everybody was letting on motherfucking bus. I'm telling you, it was one of the most memorable shit ever. You know, I love those memories, man. We was out in the field. Our coach was giving us, you know, prep talks and shit. I used to take off my helmet. I used to have that long ass hair that covered my face. That's when I had straight hair. I was live streaming, bro. I was live streaming showing y'all, bro. I had straight hair, bro. I didn't always born with it, but I had you know what I'm saying, I had a permit to get. I got the style and shit for y'all. I took that shit. I looked like someone said. One of my football teammates, he was like, dude, you look the emo as hell, but you're sexy as fuck. I was like, appreciate it, bro. But yeah, like, I'm not gay, okay? I'm not, you know, I'm straight. You know, I like my females, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not against, but the shit I'm against is the feminist shit. Keep that shit away from me. I don't like that shit. That shit, like, whatever y'all got going on over there on your mind, please don't bring that shit to me, because I'm gonna end up just snapping. You know, I already told y'all, I got so much hate in my fucking heart. I don't want to see that side of me. Like, it's not for a purpose, but it's for a reason. I wish it wasn't for a reason. I wish I was healed all the way. But how badly broken I am, I have friends that go similar shit to me, but they still going to work and shit. I don't have a job. I don't know why it's so hard for me to even find one. I'm filling them bitches out correctly, giving them a call. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm going up to these places. Hey, you guys are still hiring? I'm filling my application. You guys look it up for me, please. These guys, it's like it goes out the door now. When I worked at A&E Metal Company, I was really for real about to set. I was really about to set up a music studio. What would really interfere with me was the racism. They're like, look at this black guy. Look at him. He think he know it all. All three of them start laughing and shit, busting out laughing. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't my stupidity. It wasn't me being goofy. I was actually focused, putting in the work. And how I was being treated, it was like, fuck you. That's literally what I got. It was just like that. So I turned around, walked off. That was my biggest mistake. That was my last biggest mistake after that. Because you guys remember, I used to live stream when I used to be a security guard. I used to work for Black Knight Security. Yep. You guys can look that shit up. Black Knight Security. I didn't like my boss when I was working for the black agency. He was a dick. I can tell you that. Each time I used to serve in Iraq and shit, and came back as a promotion officer, which helped people for that to get into like security and shit. And I got into it. I got my uniform, but I didn't get my vest. You guys seen it. You guys seen it live. It was so bad in Minneapolis, in South Side, and over in North. It was so fucking bad, bro. How the fuck can you? I'm making up words that I know is bad up there. Like, you got cops, drug heads, you name it, man. You name it. It's that fucking bad. And a lot of people will tell you about that shit too. But I used to sit down and monitor the whole store and shit. And this dude came into the store, right? This dude was stealing shit, right? This dude ran out the door and escaped with all the items. I'm talking about like certain items. Like, what can I do? All I can do is reserve and report. I don't have a taser. I don't have a baton. I don't have a gun. I don't have a pepper spray. I don't have none of the shit that a police officer will carry. Half of the shit that they carry. I was basically just a free security guard. A free security guard. Anything gonna happen to me when it backfired on this company. You know what I'm saying? After the day before I got fired from that goddamn place, my friend hit me up, and basically he wasn't even my fucking friend. It was just using me and shit. He told me, he was like, oh man, bro, damn, they fire you, damn, we got our vests, we got the guns, we got the belt, we got everything. But damn, bro, you got fired, shit, it is what it is. I used to meet this one dude, he was like big as hell, like, he looked swole. I used to talk to him, he showed me one of his music and shit, that shit, I was like, hey, that shit fire as fuck. That shit was fire as hell, you know? And and you know, it's just like, you know, that connection was kind of falling off and shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I told him, hey, you do music, bro, you know, I can get you a line and hooked up and shit, bro. I know an artist in the city right now that can get you hooked up. You know what I'm saying? He only hooked up hood niggas and shit, bro. You don't hook up like you're a average person, because you gotta be extremely fucking talented. You know what I'm saying? Or some kind of talent. You know, I'm in the industry now with different streamers and celebrities. So if you see me in the live, you know who voice that is, and you probably got a little face review. And I'll be in public. I do. I'll go places. Mall America. I mean, I haven't went there ever since, you know, my friend Nate used to bring me, but he's not my friend no more. I'm gonna show you the stream after this ends here with my session. But it just don't make any fucking sense that the shit that happened at work though. I could never forget that, for real. At Black Knight Security. It was just so much shit going on. Then they want me to go all the way to St. Paul, which that's fucking far from Minneapolis. Then it's like they want me to go over to the south. That's fucking bad. And some dude showed me a video sniping on top of the fucking roof in Target. Now I want you to think right now, in your head right now, right? A fucking war zone. Real fucking war zone. You got a guy on top of that roof sniping. And picture this. These are people who are bums, who are outside taking photos and videos while after a couple weeks of George Floyd, all that shit happened. That motherfucker showed me that video, and he told me he was in the hacking industry. He got locked up for that shit, for hacking, personal information for the government. I was like, what the fuck? You know, me, I've been isolated my whole life. I've been staying out the way. But when I get jobs and shit, I see shit like that. It's like, whoa, you know. I don't have my personal vehicle. You know, sometimes I feel scared being up there, bro. I just really just want to go home, bro. Motherfucker do too much, bro. It's too much crackers up there, bro. This one beautiful. I'm not gay, but I'm gonna say this dude is so fucking beautiful, bro. But I could tell he was so, like, his clothes was just dirty, bro. His clothes is dirty, bro. He had a long hair, he had a long brown hair, brown eyes. He's like native and shit. But he was showing me what he got in his hand. I'm like, what you got in it? What you got with you, bro? He was like, oh, let me show you right quick, bro. Literally showing me Xanax, pills and shit, party pills, all type of shit. And I'm in security. But I looked that out for him. I'm like, I won't tell on you. He was like, appreciate it, bro, for real. He gave me a big ass hug. I was like, what the? Like, it was just unexpected, you know. So it was like, you know, a lot of shit that really come up to me in my lifetime. I never even expected to even fucking see. You know, I see fucking Mac 11 with drum on it and shit, with laser beam sights and shit, different colors with flashlights with fucking scopes on it and shit. I see all that type of shit, but that shit was cold as fuck. My lifetime. That's just my lifetime when I see. But anywho, after working from Black Knight Security and after I got fired and shit because they thought I was doing a horrible job, I was really actually doing my job. I found, well, that was basically my last one. I haven't worked for like 2 years now, or a year now, not 2 years. After I graduated from Champlin, I didn't get to the track part yet, but when I did track, I didn't have a lot of friends left, except for Joe still, because he would still come out of nowhere. He's one of those type that just come out of nowhere and just like chat with you and shit. But when he actually time out, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about my classmate either. I said, I'll stay with you. Wherever you go, I'll walk with you. I was like, what? And I thought he was loyal, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was actually going to stick with me all my life, but he turned on me because he thought I was, you know, against him. I had to let him go. So, a lot of people that I have to abandon, they abandoned me. It's like just black karma. I swear to God, man. It's like black magic karma. It's not your good karma. But I did track. They gave me one of the tiniest fucking suits ever. Tiniest suits ever. Boy, I tell you, bro, I was so embarrassed, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I might probably get censored. I don't want to get censored from the live stream. But you can see my was kind of sticking out. The middle part of my P. I'm not gonna say the full nerd word, but it was sticking out there, and I wasn't even fucking hard. I looked around, I was like, bro, what? I looked at Coach Salas, I was like, you know, do you guys have any bigger, you know, jerseys and shorts? He was like, "That's the only one we got in stock left." For it, it was extra, extra large, and I needed another extra large just to, get rid of that. And I walked outside, bro. I had the entire track team looked at me. I was so embarrassed, bro. I didn't even know what the fuck to do. I was just standing there like, yeah, this is bad. You know what I'm saying? So I walked it over there to a big ass group because they told me to go over there because they was doing the picture day for the school, right? And I walked over there, and I guess some of the dudes noticed. They was like, that's not good. So they like clotted around me because all the girls was just like they couldn't keep their eyes off of me. It was almost like I was just partially naked or something. It was not good, bro. I did not feel right in that suit, bro. But we all took that picture though. I was brave enough to really took that fucking picture. I shouldn't, because somebody was gonna know, be like, hey, what's the walked off or whatever. You got to take that picture. And it was just fucked up, bro. Like for real. Every last step, timing, everything. It was like almost like I wasn't even getting looked out for. It was like I was being left alone. Certain shit that I need. But after the picture, dude, they cannot still stop staring. After the picture, I ran right back to the fucking door. It was a long step just to go to the door in the back of the school. I went back to the school because there's a gym right there. I went right in there. I went all the way downstairs, and I told Coach Salas. I talked to Coach Salas. I forgot what I said because it's been so long. Again, but I told her I was kind of embarrassed about the photo pic and shit, But it is what it is, so I did it for the team. I wore the last uniform that was still fresh and clean. That it was so tight on me, I still took the picture. It was weird, man. I don't know, man. It was so weird, but at the same time, I told him I did it for the team though. But I almost met someone in that school. She was gorgeous as hell. She told me, is that your drawing? I was like, yep. I did, because at the time, I was actually in art school. They had an art school in there, so I did art. I did a lot of art. I had a female teacher, and she was so nice to me. She was so nice to me, man. And she was like, what do you, she was like, what do you plan on doing later on in your life? I told her I wanted to be a 3D animation artist, or at least, a really code as a movie actress or a movie maker. She got really excited about that, because she was like, I never hear students even talk about that like that before. She like, what do you want to do it for? I just want to do it for anime. Because once I'm done with my shit, I want to take that shit all the way to Japan. I want my shit to be remixed and did right. And once my animation and all the, the picture scripts and lines all together, I could bring them back to the United States and find a studio that I could work with. And just join the team, possibly be able to make games myself. That's just been my goal. I can make my own Discord server. I know about Discord, so I can make a lot about that. Back to this dumbass school. After that, after the years progressed, I graduated from it, went to ASEAN. That's what I was talking about when I first opened up this live stream about Paige. That was her name, hockey team. She played for Minnesota Gophers, and she did me dirt, bro. Her friend did me dirt. Her friend did not like me. Whatever reason I did to her, I did nothing to her. She just somehow just fucking hates me, bro. Like, And I'm sure if you guys experience a lot of shit out in public, even around in school or maybe you're in a store, you always have someone that always fucking hates you for some reason. But they always trying to somehow figure it out, try to at least try to kill you. I'm not gonna lie. It's some kind of psychotic mindset that they have, you know. But it's like, treat me as a human being as the way you want to be treated, though. Because that ain't right, bro. That's not. I'm telling you straight up, the fuck up, it's not. Man. It was so strange because like ever since then now I'm hearing all this and that, all the FaceTime and shit. She brought two niggas on the phone. One was an Asian dude and one was a white dude. And the white dude, he supports the Confederacy. His name is Zach. I thought he was my best friend, so he brought his girlfriend to the chat. I brought my girlfriend to the chat, but I thought she was my girlfriend, Paige, but she wasn't. She was just using me. And I told her she told me she stayed in Maple Grove, right? So I told her, where you stay? You know what I'm saying? Drop the Addy. I'll come see you and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump on the trampoline and shit, play with the dog and shit. We got a neighbor and shit. We go ahead and play. Shit, I'll bring shit. I had my homie that was really driving me around the shit, bro. He was from Nigeria, right? He had a car, you know what I'm saying? His mom let him stay with him. So I told him, you know what I'm saying, come pick me up, bro. He always picked me up after work. He was like, I got you, bro. I got you. Come in. I get in this car. He like, what's up, bro? You got some weed. You got some woods. You got some raps. He always tell me all the time, man. All the time. He be like, I got a bowl. He be like, I got a bowl. Or, you know what I'm saying, I got a little duck left. You know what I'm saying, I put a little tobacco and shit in there. He used to smoke like Black and Mild. I used to smoke Black and Mild, you know what I'm saying? But I stopped that shit because that shit was, it would get me high, but it was like, I didn't, it wasn't really for me, you know what I'm saying? It was like smoking cigarettes. So I had to stop that shit. Because in Fleet Farm, I used to do that shit too. I used to smoke a lot of Black and Mild before work. Or sometimes I ask somebody, hey, you got a cigarette? Boom, yeah. They'll give me a cigarette, but I stopped that shit though. It's not addicting. I promise you that it's not. The same thing with the vaping. I can see vaping is a little addicting because it got the nicotine and shit. That's more addicting to really hit. So it's like, no. So, as what I'm trying to say about this shit, it's why she has so much hatred. It's because I was dating her. And she was being really fucking weird on the phone when it comes to, I'm trying to, get her location and shit and really come see her. Instead, I've been denied left and fucking right, ignored and shit. I remember one time I was on the phone, FaceTime with her. She had her neighbor's puppy playing with his ball. Like, I'm not gonna say the whole category word, but she was just literally, I feel some kind of way. I did. I'm like, damn, bro. I thought she was gonna, let me come over and, maybe do some kind of shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? No, bro. She wanted to do that with a fucking dog. So you telling me the dog look better than me? So what am I then? Nothing. That shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy right there. Amanda just don't desire shit. It's beyond me, bro. It really is, bro. But when I was on the phone with her, and that nigga was on the phone, first thing I heard what this Asian dude said, he like, I'm like, what the fuck? You dated this nigga? She was like, yup, I'm like, okay, I need to know a little history about you. I directly told her that shit. Her girlfriend in the background just singing and washing dishes while she got that Confederacy flag in the background and shit. I was like, okay. So I turned her direction. She was like, I used to date all these people. And all the red flag, and they block. That's what she told me. She don't talk to them anymore. because they the people that she dated betrayed her, and she told me she will never go back to the people ever again. She gave me a chance, so told me if you do some shit like that, I will block you and never talk to you again. What that sound like? That sound like nobody fucking loves me. That don't sound like nobody really cares about you. They care about their own self, their own future. But she told me, I'm around the phone. She told me she was gonna go ahead and go out to dinner with her family. I didn't believe that shit. That was a lie. You know what I felt? Drained, depressed, and agony of irritation. I felt so bad that day. I knew that was a lie. I knew she probably had a nigga over and probably just let that shit ram all around. Our parents probably didn't give a fuck. Probably didn't. Probably some white dude or I don't know, bro. Whatever with me, it just didn't work. It just don't seem like to fucking work. You know? And out of all the years and the days I've been going to school, and she told on me about some of those bullshit shit. I kind of forgot what it was, but she told on me, and you know, it made me cost my life because I walked out the school. I really did. I was so mad. I was so angry. I completely disconnected with life. I literally did, bro. I walked out the school because people always told me don't let the motherfucker get under your skin. But it's like, you know, when you don't have no one, you don't know how to really fully control yourself. You know what I'm saying? I did meditation music, meditation videos. I lit up actual candles, crossed my legs, crossed my damn arms to make sure that I'm fully relaxed. I did this at the most relaxing place ever. It was in the forest, backyard, front of, you know, a field or something. I did all that, right? But here's the thing I don't get about this shit though. When people try to rub under your skin, they tend to know what they're doing. And they do. I ran out to school, the teacher chased me all the way down, like maybe like 7 blocks, and told me, if you wanted, you know what I'm saying, do this, well, I'll just call the police and just come grab you. You know, you can't just do that. You can't just run out the classroom in the school, because, you know, everybody gonna be wondering where you go. I didn't respond. I looked back, turned around, I kept walking. I was at a verge to really jump off the bridge because I couldn't take it anymore. This is serious, bro. How I felt at the time, I really want to. But I look back at the grave and realize all the souls were telling me, no, don't do it. It's not your time. Don't do it. You got a bigger, brighter future up ahead of you. You let this go, you're somehow in the realm of doom that you will never ever escape because of the suicide thoughts that I had, and it was really fucking bad. So I stopped myself, but it didn't stop there though. The bullshit kept continuing, right? After my friend Orlando was telling me about her, now she like my friend now. It's because we ain't together no more. It hurted me so bad. I skipped days in school. I didn't even want to go in. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to smoke, be on the phone with my homies, see what they doing. Or if, you know, they are working shit, then sometimes be off work. Shit, I'll spend my whole day with him. You know what he bring me? He bring me around Minneapolis. He bring me around the apartments of his own friends, homies, all type of shit. His OGs, all that. We spoke, did all that shit. Man, I tell you, bro, he looked it out for me as a favor, bro, because of my brother, my big brother. You know, I wanted to get a girlfriend, but it was just so hard for me at the time. It just didn't make any fucking sense to me. And it was always them. It wasn't me. It was always them. Therefore, I had a mindset just okay. I'm just focused on myself. There ain't no point in this shit. You know, well, it's not worth it. That's what I told myself. But yeah, she did me bogus. Graduated Osseo. I'm trying to think. Yep, this is where I'm at now. You know, jobs did me dirty. They ain't hiring me for some fucking reason. You know, I'm in this fucking trap where I just don't have shit really. Not even going for myself at all neither. You know, it's just almost just impossible for me to even really fix or do anything. You know, but you know, I'm headed here. You know, that's a long talk. But I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna get to make this song for you guys tonight because I was supposed to release the song 2 days ago, so it's gonna be on unreleased. I appreciate you guys for sticking in there in this last stream. You know, I didn't mean to make you. If I made you feel any kind of way, I apologize. Okay. You know, that's just how my life is. You know, I feel broke. I feel like I'm by myself in these situations. I just really wish, there's just some kind of shadow person that's just nice to me and just stick up for me and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you're going through. I seen your live stream, all this and that. Keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You know, if I ever see you again, I'm always going to be there, you know what I'm saying, to make sure, you straight and shit and all this and that. Because, in my city, I don't ever see motherfuckers do that shit. But I go anywhere else, they'll definitely do it, you know what I'm saying? It's just, we're living in a wrong society of choices right now. You know,